Okay, let's see. So, had some trouble uploading day 10. And so now we're on day 12, I believe, of The Artist's Way, dealing with identity. And that's this week's topic. And so, what I'm going to do is just summarize the last couple days. The video is stuck in processing, so a lot of times videos are just indefinitely stuck there. And I've tried all the different hacks, and it's still the case. So that's all right. So yeah, gosh, there's a lot going on, a lot of hard conversations that the reader of this book has with themselves, right? So I'm having some of those. I'm really looking at some things that could be leveled up. And because of that earnestness, I guess willingness, I feel like other opportunities are coming, and I'm starting to realize, like poem ideas are coming back, and some couple script ideas are coming back that I was working on. I have some friends getting back in touch with me that I had just been out of touch with for the last maybe year or so. And also, just realizing some things, letting some things go. Had a lot of, challenging connections where the dynamic was just very, like, maybe uneven, maybe unbalanced for whatever reason. I think most relationships are unbalanced somewhat because you're always trying to achieve that back and forth and give and take and stuff like that. But I guess sometimes when it goes to the extreme sides, then that's when it becomes a stressor for both involved, and it just breaks. So I just feel like, I've read The Artist's Way many, many times over many years, and I've taught it many times over many years. And as a result of that, I've developed a gift of being super prolific. I was always prolific, but just being prodigiously prolific, like no matter what. And this time, though, what's happening is a deepening, an understanding, remembering who I am, which identity, that's great. We're on the identity week. Remembering what I can and can't do. There are some things you just can't do. Like, you're capable of them, you can learn to do them, but you just can't do them. You don't have the bandwidth, you're not ready, you're it's not your time. Someone else should be doing it, meaning giving someone else an opportunity, or delegating, or giving someone else a turn, giving someone with more experience than you. I don't believe in deservability so much anymore. Everyone deserves their every heart's fondest wish, even the worst mentality or person in the world, because you get what you get what you create. And so if you have done some awful things to people, but you just really want a sandwich, you deserve that sandwich, you know what I mean? It's tricky. I try not to have conversations this deep with people because it really offends quite a few people. But speaking metaphysically, I'm not scared to share that truth. Been a lot of shaming and blaming in the atmosphere, a lot of Orwellian reportage, a lot of recording, a lot of not documenting like this, but like recording, reporting on. It's in our zeitgeist. It's always has been. Science fiction books have predicted it and recounted it, because it's been our past too. And I'm talking the U.S., I'm talking in the world at large, But we have technology to help us leverage these things. And so it's just multiplied. I don't think it's worse. I think it's just multiplied. If you have more people, more resources, more tools, it's just going to be a multiplied idea. So when you're really bombarded by a lot of shame and a lot of tattletaling and a lot of surveillance, now, as always, as it's always been, it's just great to center. Find your center And you may not get through it perfectly, but you get through it. You keep coming back. And gosh, so I'm trying to think of things that help me center pretty quickly. Music, yoga, meditation, breathing, closing your eyes is a really quick way to center. Some say napping, sleeping, resting, and I think that's okay too, but you just don't want to rely on that too much, because sometimes it's good to rest in motion, and you don't want to get in the habit of just, like, if it's not an escape for you and it's just a pause button and you wake up when the alarm goes off, or after a few minutes, great. But if you're using it to, like, get away from something, then it's not super helpful. I am rambling, visually, audibly, content-wise. Someone I shared my video with informed me that I'm rambling. I think that's okay. Life is a cornucopia. You have a variety of choices of what you are into, what you watch, what you hate watch, all that. So have at it. Peter Monn makes a great point about hate watching. He just said, why in the world would anyone want to do that? And I do agree with that, personally. But I do go back to the metaphysics of it. And I do think that any fond attention is love. I know that's twisted and I know that's backwards if you're thinking about a certain way, but that's my opinion. It's like the meanest, like the smallest meaning of the word mean, the meanest idea of love that some people have. And so we have a shorthand for it that's called hate. But it is a type of attention, and even revulsion is a reaction and an interaction, and it's transformative, and it's a love of sorts. And coming to see that can really help a lot, can really help free a lot of things, can help you forgive. It's a process coming to understand it, and it can take time. But I encourage you to think about that idea. It's funny, I always come to these videos thinking there's so much I want to share, and I write it down, and then I go, well, let me just improvise. And that's probably why that video didn't upload, because it got so long and so rambling. But all you have to do is level your boop up. RuPaul has a song about it. Madison talks about it. You just have to level your game up, so to speak. There's such a nice way to put it, but I'm really trying to just keep my language PG and everything for the most part on YouTube, and for various reasons that have to do with their policy and other reasons. But yeah, if you're running out of storage, just level up if you can, and if you can't, try and use public resources that are available to level up, or let go of the storage. You don't have to be a pack rat with your data. Every time I just get close to my face, I'm just like, how do my exes do it? I just like, ooh. People love you and different parts of you for many different reasons. Anyway, I'm kind of kidding, but I think I just wanted to share, tap in. Everything that I need to know will be revealed to me. Louise Hay told me that. I met her once. I trained with her through her program, and I met her at Hay House. I worked at Hay House for a little while. And bless her soul, beautiful woman. Still here with us now. Still here with me now. So anyone I mentioned, Peter Monn, Louise Hay, any other resources I can think of, I'll always have them in the links below. I'm likely going to try and start an organization, and I'm trying to coalesce what it's going to be about, because I do so many different things. And I'm going to play with the idea of fundraising about it. I have an organization, a nonprofit that I work with right now called homobiles.org, and put their information below too. So I'm working with a team to help fundraise for them and get them up and running. But either concurrently, actually not concurrently, I'm sorry, my brain's thinking all over the place, but a little after, I think I want to do some fundraising for myself, just a small project, because I want to keep leveling up and I want to keep trying. Fundraising is hard when you know a lot of people, but they don't know your story. They don't feel compelled by your story or motivated. So it's not always just about numbers or popularity or even celebrity. Sometimes it's just about how you tell the story and what your narrative is. You don't even have to tell it confidently. I think it's just a love that comes through, and a right timing and transactional timing that's transformative. And also, it originates from you. It originates from you and your team and how you manifest it. So it's an experiment. You're not going to get everything perfect the first time or the first few times. It's just, we don't work that way. If we manifested everything we wanted immediately, it would be utter chaos and anarchy. I mean, if you think you're an anarchist now, if all your fleeting thoughts came to life all at the same time, it would not be good. So you want process and you want time. You want things to take time. I know T. Kyle said that the other day in his beautiful weekend chat. So I'll link to that below too. You just, getting a degree and getting your experience and everything, sometimes these things can take time. And I'm sorry I'm looking away from the camera. It's not that I'm not focused. It's just I'm not used to trying to be telegenic or whatever that means. So lots to learn, and really excited, just kind of learning to admire myself more. Not in a way like achievements really, but just, man, I've really tried a lot of different things, done a lot of different things, helped in a lot of different ways. And even when I wasn't successful, even when you're not successful and you fail and you don't make the mark or you don't make the cutoff date or whatever for an opportunity or a project or whatever, you've still transformed the space. When two or more energies meet, connect, commingle, it always upends to good, and you have transformed the space. That's not to justify failing or not meeting expectations or deadlines or anything like that. It's just to say, man, give yourself a break. If it's over or ending or your bandwidth is not what you thought, man, just really give yourself a break. I've really been working with a couple of my, lovely clients, coaching clients I work with, and myself. You can never hear that enough or share that enough. Just really give yourself a break, even while you're working on being excellent and leveling your game up. Just be so kind to yourself, just as kind as you are with your partners or customers you work with or clients or animals or anything else. Like, you deserve that same energy. And a lot of times we get so busy that we actually forget, or we just go, it's just me, so I'll figure it out, or do this nice thing for myself later because I don't really have time. But I notice the more you do that for yourself, the more that you let other things go and other accountabilities go, because you're training yourself to get blind spots. And that's all. It's not bad. You're not a bad person. It's just changing your habits and course correction, and you can do it. If one has done it before, you can do it. And we have so many resources available to us for learning, and online, offline, people you can ask, experts, coaches you can ask. A lot of it free, YouTube, so many other platforms, YouNow. My last recommendation until, the next ramble is Gary Vee. Check out Gary Vee. He's super motivational. And he's kind of an enigma. He's just as accessible as he is inaccessible. And it's frustrating, but it's also motivating, because he'll have these they are getaways. He'll have giveaways and contests. Sometimes he's like, I'm going to have brunch with you, or I'm going to brainstorm with you. And you enter this contest, and, there's I don't know, hundreds of thousands of people, or maybe even thousands, hundreds, I don't know. But it's throngs of people, just depending on, how exclusive the invitations are. And you can't all win, even if it's random. You can't, you may never. And so, but the questions that he asks and prompts you, you're a richer person for having answered the question for yourself. And it's like, well, what are you going to do with that? Are you going to wait on Gary Vee to help you, or are you going to, I mean, his whole motivation is motivate yourself. So he's yet another transformative conduit. So, I don't think of it as using. I don't think of experiences I've had with people as using, or I don't have a martyr thing. I feel like if I did when I was younger, I've grown out of that. It's just an energy exchange, and some of us have more bandwidth available than others at certain times and in certain areas, and that's cool. We're here to share energy, to be in the warming hut, pass the candle back and forth, and we're here for as long as we're here to do that with each other in the best ways we can, and we know. And we're constantly blooming and growing with that. So that's where I am right now. And thanks for listening. And if you're not, hey, Jianda, thanks for listening to yourself. Cheers.